In this video, I'm going to be showing you why real estate agents with fewer leads often end up making more commissions and the one lead quality mistake that's costing you an extra 2 to 3 deals per month. So make sure to stay tuned to the end because in this video, I'm going to be showing you the number one metric that actually decides whether you make money from your marketing and why the metric that every marketing company obsesses over is quietly deceiving you. On top of that, you'll be learning why the agents closing the most deals are often the ones getting the fewest leads, and the single shift in your ads that can help you get serious buyers and sellers to raise their hand while tire kickers disappear on their own. And lastly, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to look at any ad, including the last one that your marketing agency ran for you, and know in about 10 seconds whether it's working for or against you. So that said, let's dive in. Now, firstly, I want to address a common belief that most agents have, and that is, I just need more leads. And nearly everything in this industry is built to sell you exactly that: more names, more emails, and more phone numbers. However, here's the problem. Leads do not equal deals. More leads feels like progress, but 100 bad leads does not just waste your time, it buries the few good ones. And when you get so busy chasing a bunch of tire kickers, you're never able to reach the people who are actually ready to move. And you already know what this sounds like. Who are you? Why are you calling me? I never filled anything out. I'm just browsing. I'm not serious. We already have an agent. You're the 10th agent who called me today. That's not a lead volume problem. That's a lead quality problem. And that is costing you tens of thousands of dollars in commission. Now, just for some quick context and why you should listen to me, my name is James Nieves. I'm the founder of Visionize Marketing. And in the past few years, I've managed nearly $900,000 in ad spend across well over 50 agents in 40 plus markets. And that ranges from brand new agents all the way to some of the top brokers in the country. And with that being said, across all of our clients, we've generated well over $5 million in GCI for those agents. And I know I look young, but for context, I started in real estate at 16, cold calling motivated sellers before I could even legally sign a contract. So I also know the grind side of it too. And that leads me to my first question. Would you rather have 100 leads or 10? Now, most agents would say 100, right? More leads, the better. However, it's not that simple. And that's because quality doesn't always follow quantity. Now, here's a better question. Would you rather have 100 leads where one turns into a deal or 10 leads where 3 of them convert into a deal? Now, if you have any common sense, every agent would pick the 10. However, that's not what they end up doing. Most agents and marketing companies that they work with end up chasing the 100. More leads, lower cost per lead, more volume. However, the metric that matters is not your cost per lead. It's actually your cost per closed deal. And that's the only number that will determine whether your marketing efforts are a success or failure. For example, let's say you spent $1,000. Option A, you got 100 leads at $10 each and one ends up converting. Your cost per lead is cheap, but that one deal costed you $1,000. On the other hand, you have option B, 10 leads at $100 each, but 3 close. Now, $100 cost per lead, every marketing company will tell you that's super high, that's crazy. However, in this case, each deal that you got only costed you $333 per deal. And you only had to talk to 10 leads. Same spend, but triple the deals and a fraction of the work. That is the game. And this matters way more than people realize because fewer, better leads is not just more money, but it's also less chasing and more time. It's higher leverage. It's easier to build a team off of. And it's the only version of marketing that actually scales. And you and I both know this. Your time as a real estate agent should go towards helping people buy and sell homes, not dialing 100 people to find the one who actually intended on transacting. So you might be wondering, how do you get those 10 good leads instead of the 100 bad ones? Well, it starts before anyone fills out any sort of survey, qualification, or even clicks on anything. It all starts with your ad. And this is the principle that almost no agent fully understands. And that is that what you say and what you show in your ad decides who responds to it and who engages with it. Your ad is a filter in itself. And every ad is either attracting the right people or the wrong people. There is no neutral. And trust me, the targeting of the platform is not your problem. A study was done and actually showed that Facebook uses over 52,000 different attributes to classify people. They know everything about you, such as your income, home ownership, home value, even the year your home was built, how likely you are to buy or sell, opt into something, book a call. And the platform can find the right people. It's just that most agents just send the wrong message to them. And that brings me to the two-part rule when it comes to advertising. Rule number one is you want to attract your ideal client. But rule number two, and this is something that a lot of agents do not do, is you want to repel everyone who is not your ideal client. Most agents only ever think of who they want to attract, but the best marketers spend just as much energy pushing the wrong people away. And that's because every wrong fit lead is time and money that you are wasting and will never get back. Now, here's an example that'll hopefully drive this home. Let's say your market median home price is $400,000 and you want to move up to bigger commission checks and go up market. Well, most agents, when you look at their ads, you'll see a list of homes under 350,000. And I'll be honest, that will get you a flood of leads. You'll have a super low cost per lead, get a bunch of leads coming through. That's because everyone wants a deal. And it looks amazing in your dashboard seeing that high lead count, and marketing agencies will tell you, oh, the campaign is going so great. However, you just filled your pipeline with people shopping at the bottom of your market. These are people who probably can't even afford a house in your market, which is the exact opposite of who you wanted to attract. However, let's say you have ad B and it's to get a list of homes starting at 500,000. Now that is going to get you fewer leads, but that's the point. It'll turn away all the people who just want to spend 300K or think they could get a $200,000 home in California where the average is 700,000. What it will end up doing is pulling in the few people who can buy a $500,000 home. And although you're going to get fewer leads, they're going to be far more qualified. And as a byproduct, you'll be able to get those bigger checks. And keep in mind, it's the same effort to run either ad, but it'll attract a completely different type of lead depending on which message you put out. Now, along with the actual messaging, which is very important, it's not just the words that matter, it's also what people visually see. The people and the places in your ad should reflect the type of clientele you want. For example, if you're going after luxury home buyers, don't film in a cluttered, crappy looking kitchen. Shoot somewhere that signals the price point that you're targeting. And that's because people picture themselves working with agents who look like they operate at their level. Here's a simple question for you. If you were a luxury buyer and you saw these two ads, which one would you click on? The obvious answer is option B, and that all comes down to congruency. So to sum it up, it's a combination of both messaging and what you say, along with the visuals and how you say it, that will determine the type of lead that you end up attracting. So use both accordingly. Now, right now you might be saying, but James, I'm a newer agent, or I don't have access to luxury listings to film in right now, and I don't have the budget to hire actors. Well, 12 months ago, that would have been a real limitation. However, that isn't the case anymore. And that's because there's now a way to create almost any scenario you want with AI, including cloning yourself. That way you can put yourself in these luxury settings where you can actually attract a luxury buyer without actually having to leave your house. And that's one of many things that I break down exactly how to do in my free training, first link in the description. But for now, just keep that principle in mind. Your visuals should match the clientele that you want. So now, right after this video, I want you to do this. Pull up your current ads or the last ad that your agency ran for you and ask two questions. Number one, who does this attract? And number two, who does this repel? If the honest answer is it attracts everyone, or even worse, it attracts the bottom of the barrel, then that's exactly why your leads aren't converting. Because simply put, an ad that speaks to everybody speaks to no one. So to sum it up, today you learned the first move, how to make your ad attract the right people and repel the wrong ones. This alone will have a drastic change in the quality of your leads, but attracting the right person and repelling the wrong ones is only step one of three. And two things happen right after they click that will decide whether that good lead ever becomes a deal. Number one, what happens after they click, and this is where you're going to want a very specific funnel in place that'll qualify people automatically and filter filter out any tire kickers before they ever hit your phone. And having that in place is one of the biggest reasons why our agents only deal with serious buyers and sellers. And I call it the double qualification funnel. And the second thing that can make or break your conversions is your follow-up. Speed to lead and follow-up is where 90% of agents bleed deals. And in 2026, there's a way to have AI respond in seconds and follow up basically forever so that no good lead ever slips through the cracks. And lastly, in this training, I'm also going to be covering how to use AI to generate high converting ads. That way you can attract any type of audience despite your gender, age, or access to luxury properties. And I put all three of these pieces together in one in-depth free masterclass. And it's how real estate agents are consistently adding 2 to 3 deals per month without having to deal with tire kickers or shared leads. So if you want to watch it for absolutely free, just click the first link in the description. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.